Welcome back to part 3 of understanding the metric and the imperial system, and how to convert one to another. In the last 2 videos, I've gone over volume and distance or length, and today we're learning about the conversion of weight between the metric and the imperial system. Now, where I see the most confusion about weight is in the gym and in the kitchen, especially with fitness influencers. It breaks my heart when the gym bros and gals don't know how to convert kilos into pounds or pounds into kilos. But let me give you some pointers on how to convert these right on the spot. For the imperial system, we have ounces, again, pounds, and tons. Now, ounces for weight are different than ounces from volume. I don't know why we use the same name, but they are different. There is a small difference between the two names. As for weight, we do refer to them just as ounces, but for volume, we refer to them as fluid ounces. Now, in the imperial system, ounces are the smallest units of weight that we use, and 16 ounces equals 1 pound, and that's pretty much it. We don't get another form of measurement until we get to a ton, which is 2,000 pounds. Now, we measure most things in pounds, and pretty much the only things that we weigh in ounces are food and babies. Now, the units of measurement for the metric system are pretty simple, which is just grams and kilos, or kilograms. Now, 1,000 grams makes up 1 kilo, or 1 kilogram. But how do kilos and grams compare to pounds and ounces? Well, to be precise, there are 453.6 grams to a pound. Again, they're two different systems, so they're not going to match exactly for whatever reason. But to kind of help understand it a little bit better, round it down to about 450 grams per pound. Now there's about a little bit over 28 grams per ounce. And kilos and pounds are pretty simple too. And there's a fairly simple way to try to convert it. Now, if you're converting kilos over to pounds first, all you got to do is double it and add a little bit. The actual conversion is 2.2 pounds per 1 kilo. So we're going to do a 2-step process. You'll take your kilos, whatever number that is, you're going to double it, and then you're going to add 10% of that new number to your total. So let's take a weight like 50 kilos, for example. You want to double that first, so you get 100, and then you add 10% of that new number, 100, which 10% would be 10 to that total number. So now you get 110 pounds. So now let's say you have 75 kilos. You want to double that to get to 150. Now you want to add an additional 10% of that new number, 150, which is 15. So you get a total of 165 pounds. Now, like I said, it's a fairly easy 2-step process, which gets you pretty accurate. I think it's pretty spot on with that conversion rate. You double and you add 10%. Now, the other way around is a little trickier, but it's still the same concept. Let's say you have 100 pounds. You first want to take out 10% of that. So we're just working backwards. So 10% of 100 is 10. So you want to subtract that, so you get 90. And then you want to half that number, which will get you to 45 kilos. So let's say you weigh 150 pounds. You want to convert your weight into kilos. First, you want to take 10% of that. So it's 15. You go down to 135, and then you half that, which is 67.5 kilos. But let's take a real world example. Let's say you're from the States and you're benching for your workout 225 pounds. And now you have to travel outside of the country and you want to work out there, but everything's in kilos. How much are you supposed to put on that bar? It's important to not guess, because either you'll not be benching enough or you'll be benching way too much. But let's take your 225 and you take out 10% of that, which is 22.5 pounds, or 22.5. So it takes you down to 202.5. Then you want to half that, which gets you around 101, 102 kilos. Now, pounds and kilos make sense because we use them all the time to weigh ourselves. But this is the one case where pounds are actually more precise than kilos. They're a smaller unit. And although grams are the most accurate out of all 4, grams, ounces, pounds, or kilos, no one weighs themselves in grams. And no one weighs themselves in ounces. That would be weird. Like, have you ever heard anybody say, I weigh 95,250 54 grams, or I weigh 3,360 ounces. Like, it just sounds silly. But just a reminder that grams are comparable to ounces and kilos are comparable to pounds. And that's how you convert weight from the imperial system to the metric system and vice versa. Hopefully at the end of this video, you've learned how to convert weight, distance, and volume from one system to the other and vice versa. Let me know if any of this didn't make sense so I can hopefully make better videos later down the road with a better explanation. Also, let me know if you learned something or if you had to use this in a real world scenario. I know I definitely have had to do that with weight in the weight room, as well as when I'm cooking something, when something is given in grams. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.